In this video, I'm doing an unboxing and quick test of these Wi-Fi smart plugs. Hi everybody, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and today I'm going to do an unboxing and initial first look at these Wi-Fi smart plugs. Now these are by a company called Esicoo, E-S-I-C-O-O. And I purchased these off of Amazon, and I was looking for some smart plugs, Wi-Fi enabled smart plugs for my house, for some various lamps and a couple other, I wouldn't say appliances, but a couple other things I wanted to control, via like kind of in my smart home, quote unquote, scenario. And I picked these up off of Amazon. I thought they looked like they were nice. The fact that they don't require any sort of hub, they just independently all kind of connect to your Wi-Fi at your house, and then also they can integrate with Amazon Alexa as well as Google Assistant. So what I'm going to do here as part of this review is just basically do an unboxing and show you kind of what comes with this. And subsequently, I will do a video after I've tested these for a few days and kind of come back with some of my thoughts on how easy it was to use the application to control these, and if I could get it hooked up with my Amazon Alexa and see how that works. So that's kind of the plan here. So I'll just do an unboxing. It comes wrapped in just plastic. And it seems like a nice box. And then within the box there is the devices, as you can see. And if we take a look at these and get them out, basically it's as you would expect, right? So you have the plug, and there's a power button on one side. You can see the power button, your typical grounded plug, and this comes with 4 of them, so we got 4 different ones. Basically, it has a user manual here that kind of tells you what app to download. It's called Smart Life. You can download that in either the Apple or Google Play stores, and basically kind of walks you through how you use the app to add the devices to the application, and also directions on how to add them to Amazon Alexa and Google Home. So we will definitely look at this in a little bit when I actually go through and put this together. So yeah, I mean, they're white. I mean, they seem high quality, dense plastic material. They don't feel cheap at all. These are 15 amps, so keep that in mind. If you're plugging anything into that, it can't draw more than 15 amps. So that's it for the unboxing part of this video. I'll jump over to the computer after I've tested these for a little bit and kind of give my feedback on how they operate and any pros or cons or issues that I ran into when testing them out. So the first step here is to download the app, and so here I just was scanning the QR code, which takes you to a download page. You can click the button, open it in the App Store, and it's the Smart Life Smart Living app by Yu Jiang. So here I'm just getting that, installing it. So once you open the app, it'll ask you if you want to allow notifications, and then you have to register, agree to their privacy policy, and register by email. So here I'm just filling out the email, and it's going to ask to send a verification code, which also gets sent to your email address. So that's pretty straightforward, typical. This is a typical sign-up process and flow there, so skip over that. Next, you need to create a family. So I actually just called this home. And then I created a room called basement because there wasn't one. And then from there, you can add your devices. Now, for the first one, I just clicked on manual add devices, and I clicked the wall socket, the first one that was there. So this is, you have to kind of hold the button on the side of the device once it's plugged into the power, and then it starts flashing a little green light. It looks like a Wi-Fi symbol, and then you can simply just kind of enter your wireless credentials, which I kind of skipped over there, and then it connects to your network, or this device or your phone app then searches for it on your network to connect. And that took about, I don't know, about 10 seconds to actually connect, at which point it says device added successfully, and then I got a notification on my Eero Wi-Fi that a new device had connected. And then that's it. So you're basically able to control the plug, the smart plug, with the app, right? So here I just was kind of clicking on and off on the screen there, touching it a few times. There's also settings for, like turning it off in a certain amount of time, or setting a schedule. And then additional information around changing the device name, the network, hooking up to if this, then that, Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, etc. So you can go through and do that as well. So as you kind of click on those, it runs you through the instructions on how to do it. So I'm not going to show that here, although I'll talk a little bit about it in a bit on just the experience of using them with my Amazon Alexa Echo device. And I'm not going to really go through it here, but this app seems to have a lot of more options than just controlling these Wi-Fi smart plugs. As you saw on the first screen, there's a ton of different device types it supports. And yeah, I'm going to have to dig a little bit more into this because I've not seen this app before, and it seems pretty powerful. So I've been using these for a couple weeks now in various situations, kind of turning on some lights and that sort of thing in my house. And I have enough usage here to have a few opinions about kind of the pros and cons that I've experienced with the devices. And so I would say, generally they work pretty well, and they were easy to set up. And as you saw, I did go through the setup of one of the smart plugs early on in this video. So it's really not that difficult to actually get set up, connect it to your Wi-Fi, etc., and control via the app. But the app is really not what I was targeting when I got these. I really wanted the Amazon Alexa integration, which works also pretty well. Once you get those hooked up, you can just kind of tell Alexa, turn on the whatever, turn off the whatever, and it works. So that's really cool. I didn't test the Google Assistant integration, but I did kind of play around a little bit with if this, then that, which offers you pretty broad range of flexibility to do your own custom triggers and custom scenarios. If you use that platform, you know how powerful that is. And compared to some other devices on the market, this is a good value. You get 4 in the pack, and it is pretty cost effective. Now, in my experience, as I said, these worked pretty well, and I overall have positive comments. The two things I would say, which would be awesome if they could include in this, is integration with HomeKit, so Apple's HomeKit, as well as Samsung SmartThings. I do have a Samsung SmartThing hub in my house, and I have some other devices where I use the Samsung app on my phone. and Bixby and things like that to control some of the other things in my house. And it would be great if these also were able to be controlled by that same, in that same manner. And I also have, iPhone stuff and iOS stuff that has Apple HomeKit, and it would also be a cool addition if these were available to be used on that platform as well. So if I had to say anything, with regards to these devices, that could be an improvement in the future, either in a different iteration of these, or I don't know if they could even, come up with some update that would support it. Would be those two things. And all that being said, like I said at the beginning of this, the reason I was interested in these is because of the Amazon Alexa integration, and it has Google Assistant integration as well as if this, then that. So that should have you covered for many of the scenarios where you want to control these in your house. So between the app and those integrations, I think that's probably adequate for most folks. I'm more technically minded and like to play around with things and have other things like the smart things and HomeKit that I'd like to see these work with as well. But again, you kind of weigh that when you're deciding if this is what you are looking for or not. So that's all I have for now. I will definitely circle back around if I run into any problems with these in the future and update either the description of the video or the review that I have for these. But until then, this is Andrew from TS for Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.